Chapter 16, Gifts. 6 months later, wanyenyekevu was asleep on his air mattress when mlezi awakened him. Sabaoth is pleased with the dedication of his children. He has helped them learn because the next task of their journey is quickly coming upon them. For the next 2 weeks, they need to learn their gifts and how to use them. They must recognize it for themselves for them to appreciate them. Today, eat and meditate for Sabaoth's gifts are given. Wanyenyekevu woke up everyone today, we will not journey, but meditate. They had looked forward to training, but at the same time it truly relieved them. Thinking it was a surprise for them, because wanyenyekevu was acting mysterious, they kept their guards up anyway, just in case it was a trick. They prepared to go out to fish. Jome had got so caught up in his training that he was constantly meditating. Even now he was thinking about how he met wanyenyekevu and how his brother was fussing about him trying to touch the bubbles wall. How are you doing that? Jome said Jonathan. Jome turned to Jonathan, do what? Jonathan said, wait. Jome looked around at everyone's faces and saw a look of awe on their faces. Jome said to them, what? Jonathan ran to his tent, grabbed a mirror, and returned to Jome. Look, he said. To his amazement, he had wanyenyekevu's body, fate, hands, everything. He was wanyenyekevu. Jome quickly stopped thinking, and he returned to himself. Jonathan said, you did me too. Jome talked about Jonathan. He changed into Jonathan and quickly changed back to himself. How did he do that? Jome said, looking at wanyenyekevu. Wanyenyekevu said, this is your gift from Sabaoth. Looking at the rest, he said, continue to meditate, and your gift will manifest. Jome stood fishing, smiling and laughing. He changed back to wanyenyekevu, looked at wanyenyekevu, truly Sabaoth is able. A cold then hot feeling rushed through Jome's entire body, then all of a sudden, he started saying things that no one understood. Jome looked at wanyenyekevu to ask him what was happening, and wanyenyekevu did a dance and started speaking another language as well. He stopped and told Jome to continue as Sabaoth blessed him. Wanyenyekevu spoke to the rest, this is the sign that Sabaoth has accepted you and given you your true indication of his acceptance to speak in other tongues or enlightenment. Jonathan and Daniel were fishing, while the rest were scattered in different directions as they meditated and gathered beans and berries. Mercy was singing and collecting berries. Her singing made her happy while grabbing a berry she couldn't quite reach. Then suddenly she heard her basket drop, but she had the berry in front of her eyes, but was larger. She looked from side to side and saw this long object in front of her face. She stopped. Joy, how did he get up here? Surprised, Joy shouted, you're a bird. Mercy laughed and quickly came down the tree, but unknowingly, she was a snake slithering down the tree. Clapping her hands, Joy told Mercy, do it again. Every time Joy clapped her hand, she saw sparks coming from her hands. She held her hand up, and electricity went out of her hands like lightning bolts. Excited, she pointed to Elisha. Elisha, she shouted, and a bolt of lightning shot from her hand and headed toward Elisha. Elisha held up his hand as he saw the lightning rushing toward him, but it hit a force field and exploded on impact. Elijah was fishing and heard everything so far away came running to see what all the excitement was about. I heard you all the way over there Bitelake, said Elijah. Elisha replied, how is that possible? Before Elijah could say a word, Joy pointed to the east. What is that cloud of dust coming from? Wanyenyekevu was approaching them. That's great. She just ran 15 miles around the entire lake in 3.2 seconds. Jonathan was walking toward Everione, holding Daniel by the hand. It seems like Everione has retrieved their gift except Daniel and me, Jome said to Jonathan. If that's you holding Daniel's hand, you have retrieved yours as well, for we cannot say you. Daniel looked at Jonathan. He felt his hand, but he was not there. Daniel smiled, saying, "You're invisible." Wanyenyekevu was very proud and looked at Everione. "Your gifts are manifested, and Sabaoth is pleased." As they continued, suddenly Everione was dancing and speaking in new tongues. An hour went by before Everione stopped. Wanyenyekevu said, "For the next 2 weeks, you are to perform a holy journey on your own and perfect your gifts until we hear a word from Sabaoth. But know this, your skills and your gifts go hand in hand. If you perform your skills without your gift, you are a man. If you perform your skills as you perform your gift, you are 10 times a man because Sabaoth has given you these gifts, and you are with Sabaoth. Sabaoth is with you. Spiritual gifts, a spiritual person, then we must fight in the spirit." Looking confused by his words, and before Anyone could ask a question, Wanyenyekevu said, I know. I went through it as well. Sabaoth will show you what I mean as he showed me. The following day, Everione was practicing with their gifts and Wanyenyekevu was near his tent, meditating. Everione has their gifts, but I do not, Daniel said with a sad look on his face. Is it because I am young? As Wanyenyekevu sat up, he said, Age has nothing to do with it, Sabaoth blesses whom he chooses. Wanyenyekevu sat on his bed and asked, with this look of disappointment, Your gift has come. Is it not already here? For did I not hear you spoke with new tongues yesterday? They began walking down a path, and Daniel became angry. Yes, but I don't know what it is. I can shoot this weapon. He fired 3 shots in the air as he continued. I can throw this star. Throwing the star at a cactus, he hit it dead center, knocking off a berry. I can run 5 miles and fight with the best. Wanyenyekevu looked at Daniel. And you just killed that eagle, flying above with that careless shot. The bird came hurling down to earth just a few yards near them. Daniel started crying as he rushed to the bird. No. He cried. I didn't mean it. He held the bird, and after a moment, the wound started pushing out the bullet, and the bird was healed instantaneously and flew off. Daniel sat there crying and logging at the same time. Wanyenyekevu smiled, say, your gift is to heal, now let's see what else you can do. Daniel ran off with joy and excitement as he ran to tell Everione as Wanyenyekevu went back to meditate. Before the day had ended, Wanyenyekevu gathered Everione together. Enjoy your gifts and use them wisely, but never be jealous of someone else's gift, or your gift will be taken away. Is a horse jealous of a fish because it can swim? No, neither is a fish jealous of a horse, because it can run at great speed. Neither should you be jealous of another's gift. They make up on a body with many members. After a week of practicing and getting familiar with their gifts, Wanyenyekevu gathered the group together. Kumbi, he shouted. To be as one, we need to know each other's strengths and weaknesses, so what is it that Sabaoth has blessed you with? Seeing Daniel eager to tell his ability, smiling, he pointed to him. What is your gift? Daniel stood up. I have the gift to heal, but the more I heal, the weaker I get. I can only hear if it's still alive. My ability does not work on the dead. Wanyenyekevu said, interesting. Jome sitting next to Daniel stood up. He can alter my appearance to look like anyone that I think about, as well as become invisible. However, he grabbed Mercy's hand. Me and Mercy have a trade, but we cannot duplicate each other's gift. Mercy continued, true, I can only be animals that I think about, but I cannot alter myself to look human at all. Wanyenyekevu said also, interesting. Jonathan stood up. I have a gift of invisibility for only an hour. However, I can turn visible for a second and return invisible for my team to start all over again. Wanyenyekevu shook his head. Next. Elijah and his sister Grate stood up. Elijah said, I can hear at very long distances. Me and Grate tested how far I can hear, and it's 2 miles, and she was whispering at that. Grate said, he being modestly, I believe he can hear maybe 2.5 miles, but we are still working on it. Smiling at Elijah as she continued, my gift is speed. I can travel 900 miles per hour without being tired or even breaking a sweat. What's so amazing is that it just seems like I'm jogging, except things are passing by me mighty fast. Jonathan interrupted, the speed with which she is going, plus the velocity being the rate of change of the position of an object, equivalent to a specification of its speed and direction of motion. Wanyenyekevu interrupted him, in plain English, remember when you asked me almost a year ago to die? No, you speak English. Everyone laughed as Jonathan continued, yes, I remember, but I have come a long way since then. Wanyenyekevu was laughing as he interrupted Jonathan, we can't say you so many times. No, I wish we couldn't hear you. Everyone laughed, including Jonathan. Jonathan cleared his throat, your first real joke, God on it all. Sorry. In English, Grate, with her spade, could kill an elephant just by tapping it legally. And there are many other qualities associated with her spade. Shaking his head and getting serious, Wanyenyekevu said, you and Elisha work with her on the other aspect of her spade that she is comfortable with. Wanyenyekevu, looking amongst the crowd, anyone who is confused with their abilities, check with the seto for help. Joy stood up. I think mine and Grate's gift can be enhanced when working together. I can conduct electricity somewhat of a supercharger if you will, according to Elisha and Jonathan, I can produce over 150,000 or more amps. We are still working on it. Elisha stood up, I can create a force field at least 15 feet high in front of me or create a dome 15 feet in diameter, so far, I and only I can discharge objects out of the field, but nothing we have tried can penetrate it. Wanyenyekevu stood up, shaking his head, Sabaoth is able. I'm very pleased to hear of your findings, as Jome and Jonathan already know, but the rest do not. My gift is that I know if one is lying, or simply, I can read a person's heart, and I have a second gift as well. I can say into the future up to 10 minutes, but during the journey and our training. No, I say ahead of time as I please. Before it would only appear in visions when danger was about to happen. They stood there discussing their gifts, when suddenly, in the middle of nowhere, they were surrounded by thousands of anakatas. Wanyenyekevu, confused and shocked because he had not seen it in his vision, shouted, Iwa. Everyone formed a circle with their backs against each other. Wanyenyekevu shouted, Impi. There he saw a figure moving toward them. When the figure reached the front, it was Mlezi, and the anakatas disappeared, places it. Jonathan fell to the ground, sobbing like a baby. Everyone looked at him, Mlezi said, leave him, for Sabbath is dealing with this man for a special reason. He stopped and blessed Jonathan by touching him on the head and whispering in his ear. After a moment, he continued, the time for battles nears, and Sabbath has truly prepared you all for what is coming. For the next 6 months, know that they have received their gifts. It's time to teach them what Yael and I have taught you. After that, you shall see blood and death until you enter Tucson. After paying the due, you must leave this place and journey to Roper Lake in Cactus Flats, Arizona. You will not see me again until you arrive at that location. Mlezi disappeared. Wanyenyekevu and the rest of the warriors. These two said what they had seen that day before they prepared for the next day, and they all rested. Wanyenyekevu laid down for the night and urote, I realized. It would seem hard, so on a big thing, but yet in still. I ask, we are there so many questions about life with very few answers. There are some who put their trust in others, then I realized. I realized this, not for you but for myself. There will never be any more answers. And if there are, he will be made up of men. Be men. So I thought. Yeah, searched my heart. Not man's word, for they perish. Not philosophy, for it's just playing with words. Not law, for man's laws, it's so perverted. You say, I realized. And you just might not, especially at this time. It's not something on your mind, but when you do. Will you humble yourself or simply call it craziness? May your help come. Many think that this help that I got is not. I realized that greater is he that is in me than he who rules the world. For he who rules with perils, greed, hatred, anger, and lust. I realized perils, for the values it brings. That money that it rates causes greed. And greed causes hatred, then anger. Yes, I say, then lust is conceived. I can go on and on, but to understand me is to understand he who sent me. To many it sounds strange, but hell im peculiar. To the mind of the carnal, even he that is flesh, is just that. Flesh. But let me say, he that is of the Spirit can see the power, the glory, forever. Amen. I realized, after research my heart, did my part. I found that every man is a liar, and only one is the truth. So, until you find that power, that glory, life will be confusing to you. Hard, and let's not forget painful. Open your heart, open your ears. So you can say, hey, I realized. Jonathan gathers everyone together, the day before or a few days before, I can't remember. Anyways, before we came to Las Cruces, he was a bit of a jerk. When Wanyenyekevu told me something about a wolf, he said, if you teach a wolf to be a dog all of its life, would it not know how to be a wolf? Deep inside, the dog would know something is wrong, but it would never know unless it is told that it is a wolf. A day or two after meeting your family, no, it was the night that we heard the great explosion, the night after your father's death. I had a dream that was so real, a vision if you will, and in it, I was back home in South Carolina. I saw myself as a stray dog begging for bread. Being kicked around by computants and surrounded by prostitutes, pimps, drug dealers, and the like. After a while, I started hating myself and hating computants. I started beating everyone so no one would kick me around again until everyone feared me. Then an old man looked at me and said, "Are you finished?" He grabbed me, took me into the forest, and told me to choose a group to live with. I saw bears, I saw snakes, I saw wolves, and I saw dogs. I picked the dogs, but I was useless and didn't have anyone to fear me. So I started leading a pack of dogs and killing off the rest of the animals. But I couldn't kill the pack of wolves. I tried but was unsuccessful, and the old man returned and took me by the river and told me to look at myself, and I looked into the river. I saw a dog, but the old man took a stick, hit the waters, and told me to look again. He was a wolf. That old man was lazy. He paused, wiping the tears from his eyes. Yesterday, Mlezi whispered in my ear, "You are now a wolf." When Nikevu looked at Jonathan, "You are a wolf now, back then, you were an ashole." Everyone looked at Nikevu with shock and laughter. Jonathan laughed, "No, that's the best on it." They said, "Karma is a bitch." They talked for hours before they trained in point de Dieu. No more spiritual than carnal. They could understand and complete the training efficiently. 1.5 years at that location, they walked in as children and came out as about warriors, and during that time, Nikevu wrote a series of poems before he left. Now 20 years old and with a new family, he felt very close to the group and wanted to share his thoughts, his poetry. Please gather around for a little of some of the poetry have written. The group gathered together as he said, meditation. Meditation, concentration, consecration. We as believers do things of this nature to increase our faith. But there are times when you don't feel this way. You are the sons, daughters of a king. It was said, "Let us create a man in our own image." That's why some say, we are gods. We are a dynasty, an empire that has been beaten down. Tired, even frustrated at this life. Yes, even with the pain. Your faith is being tested. Your patience has to grow, has to glow. A fool believes God isn't there, a fool thinks God doesn't care. But the only thing that helps me understand is consecration, concentration and meditation. Heread, lo cahere, lo cahere. Lo cahere, lo cahere. A plate beyond despair. Streets of gold, and fear is never near. Love is everywhere. Piety and serenity whispers from the trees into my ears. No evil, darkness, pain. No cries from the eyes that you love so dear. Holy, holy, holy is all you hear. Lo cahere, lo cahere. And finally, he read, "If he only knew then, what I know now." Remembering my youth, there were so many questions in my mind. Talked to so many people, asking them, why. Many didn't give an answer, for they were asking the same questions. So I chose to ask the elders. They answered some, but not all. Some of the answers puzzled me. Through time, a lot of the answers appeared to me. If we only knew then what I know now. Nature, woman, education, money, and history. A list of the few things that puzzled me. They were on my mind at that particular time. Love, hatred, jealousy, and envy. So many questions, but not enough answers. If only I knew then what I know now. Would it have made me a better person today? When Nikevu closed his notepad, looked at Jonathan, smiled, and opened it back up on a more. Stuck on stupid. Jonathan said, "Hold on, no." When Nikevu laughed, "Is a hit dog, hollering." Tell you what, let me read it and let them decide. Jonathan gave him a look, ok. While King through the country seeded to ask me mind. About the times that are at hand. The silly demands of humans, of men. Everyone's path is not the same. Everyone that calls on his name, are they not really serious? Or is it only for monetary gain? To each individual, it's a different thing. My weaknesses are not your weaknesses. So how can you endure my pain? Throughout my journey, I've experienced things that I did not know. I know. I did the things I was told. But their judgments, their decisions were not my own. This is why I feel the way I feel. Yes, I do the things I do at this time. Dealing with the many things in life. That we all must consider before it's the end of time. Love, faith, hope, and beliefs just the things I only consider wrong and rigged. I've seen that a total of 3 times. The sight was enough to change my mind. You say, as a youth I always listened to the men of old, hanging on the corner drinking. You know those kings. They knew something I didn't, they were willing to share. I listened to them when I was there. They were older than I, they had something I wanted. Knowledge. Many said, don't hang with those men. But the things that they said made me who I am. I was confused until I realized that life they lived was not for them. It was not for me. It was not mine. Had to sit still long enough to say. Yes, something that made a little more sense to me. I couldn't open my mind to breathe. Open my mind to say. At first, I was concerned a little tug of a lesser degree. I wasn't trying to be greedy, just pay the bills. One thing led to another, ran to a new way. I wanted to be a helper, a guide. So on a day, when I have my son, he wouldn't say the thing that I have seen, through me yes. I wanted a lover, wanted someone to be a mother. No here to really to call home, I still was pretty much on my own. But there was friends and family who had me back. I needed something to do in my spare time, so I started writing my ideas, my thoughts, on paper. Maybe someone will read them later. I didn't know Tike, but someone had stopped to stare. She opened her mouth, I loved what came out. So I inquired of her. If she was true, could this be the mother? Hell, even a lover. Because of her, I'm saying this to you. At an age, no, to settle down. From such a long journey, I've traveled far and wide. Traveling in search of the true case, as wide as the deep blue sea. Searched, I needed someone to comfort me. Assist me, help me, and confront me. Who was sent bite almighty above, some mig sai cupid, cause until now, I was stuck on stupid. Jonathan looked at wanyenyekevu, I love it, as they looked at joy. Yeah, I was stuck on stupid.